Good morning, traders, and this is your Aussie day trade setup for today. So a couple of things happened. Obviously, Friday being a holiday in South Africa, most of Europe, we didn't see much happening on the local market. Obviously, we were closed, but the US markets actually got hammered pretty well. And at the moment, futures market for the likes of the Nasdaq is down 0.6% at the moment. S&P futures is down 0.6% as well. 10 cents down 3%, and Rand getting a bit of a hiding again at 1888. So I think all of this transpires to a big gap down. But before we get to that, just starting off on the weekly, we've got a lot of weekly, how do I put it, sort of rejections off levels. So you can see there's our fractional level on the weekly, 4700, which we pretty much rejected. Okay, so that was rejected last week. The other significant level that I have here would be this area here of 44,266. I'd like to see 44,266 to be taken out. If we take out that level, then these lows are well within reach of us retesting them. Okay, if you just look to the left, you can see significance of those two levels, how the buying and selling has happened over the years between those two levels. Okay, so let's just get down to what we're interested in. We're not interested in too far in the future. We're interested in what we can trade here. Now, a couple of things here. I'm just going to zoom in on this so we can see it clearly. Now, firstly, I just want to get the proper close in here. And just bear with me a second, guys. I just want to change the colors here of those two areas to red, just so that they are clear and that I know those are the two weekly levels that I need to pay attention to. Don't want to try tracing shorts when I'm that close to a level, or tracing along when I'm that close to a weekly level. Okay, so a couple of things transpired. Firstly, remember we had this wedge, okay, and this wedge is on all markets at the moment, and pretty much same setup as what happened on the Dow. We had this wedge, broke out, and then ran up, which looked like a bigger wedge. And then what happened is we broke through that. We actually broke through it on Thursday, which was this Thursday bar, and then we broke further down. Okay, now before we get too excited and carried away, I have a nonsense bar in my data. Just put that there and get the colors back to blue. Right, and now we can come back to our daily. So basically we had a piercing which turned into an engulfing. So this is a big engulfing bar off a level, a weekly level, as well as the 150 EMA. I know we closed this gap here. And the next gap to the upside is quite far away. We have gaps to the downside that are closer, which are probably more attractive. We have a bigger wedge. Okay, so let's get down to business here. This level that we closed at is also a fairly significant level, so we'll actually leave that blue line in there, and then I have another one right around there. But based on what we see now, I think we're probably going to end up with a fairly big gap down. So let's say a typical 1,000-point Aussie gap down. Find some structure. There is structure there. A little bit up. So you can see I have a tail here. So it used as resistance, used as support, used as resistance, used as support. So that's kind of the level that we have got going for us at the moment. Now you need to bear in mind one thing. On Thursday we had a close below this trend line. Let's just tidy it up so that we know exactly what we're talking about. So it's fractional to fractional. There it is there, fractional, 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 and then a close below it. Ideally, you'd want to see a retest and then a move to the downside, but you're probably not going to see that transpire. Come down to the hour, and now we can start looking for our opportunities. So the fact that we are bouncing off this weekly level, and you can see, on Wednesday we sort of tagged the weekly level and we were rejecting the weekly level. Then we gapped up above it. Whenever you see that kind of thing above a major level, it's actually you're looking for a short opportunity pretty much straight away, because the probability of it running away from the level is never that great, but the probability of it coming back that level is fairly good. And we came back to it and then moves, basically rejected it straight away, got back through it, came back to try and test it, and down. Moving averages have crossed over. We are above the 150 EMA, so the trend is technically still up for me. I need to see some fairly big breaks below these levels for me to be convinced that we have a major trend reversal. But for now, I'm only interested in the hour as my trend, and I'm looking for 15 and 5 minute entry points. So what I'll be looking for is the gap down. Gap down should more than likely sort of come to a grinding halt around 45,324. Okay, so I'd like to see us sort of find some structure here to get the buyers coming in, and they need to come up and test some levels. So either testing 45,943, or alternatively coming all the way back up and closing the gap and testing 46,306. If we do get up to 46,306, I would be interested in that. If something goes completely haywire and we get all the way back up to this weekly level of 4,700, that would be another area for me to look at shorts. Okay, so basically what I'm looking for is whatever move to the downside happens, not going to be chasing that. Patiently wait for the turn, wait for it to come back and reject a level, and that would be my opportunity to be in short. Which level is going to come back and reject is not something that you're going to be able to ascertain right now. But we are off a level here. I do expect us to move to the downside and at least target some gaps. There's one there. There's one there, there's one there, and there's this weekly level as well. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment anyway. So I don't see any other opportunities that are abundantly clear. So you probably find some structure at 45,943. Then what I want to see is a bounce back up to find some structure. What you can do is get down to your 15-minute chart. Okay, and watch rejections on the 50 minutes. You can see how significant this was. Look how many times we tagged this level. Okay, you're not going to buy going into the close. That structure there is giving you that. But there at the open was an opportunity. Okay, we sold off. Midday, another opportunity off a level. There's an inside bar. Okay, so let's just run through my plan. So firstly, gap down, expecting a gap down, expecting some structure to be found, maybe even this gap close, or you fine tune this level to there. Wherever the structure happens, move your level onto that structure so you can see, look to the left, see what it looks like. If you've got quite a bit of interaction up there, it looks pretty good. Then what I'm looking for is a move back to the upside. I'm not looking to trade that long. Okay, don't get me wrong, there will more than likely be an opportunity to scalp along, but I'm not interested in doing that. I have a rejection off a major level. I'm looking for confirmation of that rejection so that I can trade this thing to the downside. Okay, I'm not looking for a few minute trade to the upside, a bounce off a level. I'm looking for a more structured trade, continuation or potential trend reversal to the downside. That's basically what I'm looking for. Okay, not picking the top, but watching to see what may be a top and then getting confirmation thereof. Okay, so whatever gap down happens, I'm looking for structure on the retest. So right now, this area where we closed is fairly decent. Okay, also that is probably, you can call that a head and shoulders. If I do that, so that takes us to the downside here. Okay, so plan for me is quite simple. A move to the downside, probably close a gap, find some structure, come back, ideally test this 150. So if it doesn't test the 150 EMA up here and the 150 EMA starts rolling over and it tests it somewhere else, that's also fine. But I'm looking for a retest of a level. Or levels would be the 150 EMA, or alternatively 46,300 would be a really good area for me to see tested and rejected. What I'm looking for will be inside bar like there, red, green inside bar, pin bars like that, okay, or a engulfing bar, in other words, a massive red bar that's bigger than the green bar, something like that, but off a level. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm not looking for that pattern to happen half an hour before the close. I'm looking for it to happen pretty early in the trading session this morning. If we can get that, then I'm definitely in on that short. If we don't get it, then I will be patient and wait for that setup to happen. So that's pretty much my plan on the Aussie. I think the Dax has a fairly strong opportunity there, but it's the same. We're gonna have to wait and see that play out. The Dow, more likely the S&P, is going to have a much stronger setup at the moment because they've broken through some major levels on the futures market at the moment. So the retest of those major levels is going to get shorts going. So that's kind of my play on this at the moment. So we'll wait for the structure, and then on the rebound, rejection of structure. So I'm looking, basically what we're doing is we're waiting for a level to be breached to the downside, and then price to come back and turn that level into a resistance level. And that is a signal that we're looking for. And we'll look at price action to indicate whether that is happening, and then get in on the break of the price action structure with a stop just above that structure. Okay, hope it makes sense, guys. So the levels are key at the moment. We need a break of the level. We want to see a retest of the level and then down. So this structure we see here would be ideal. Gap down, come up, test this area, reject it, get in short of 46,306. And depending how far you gap down, if we gap down to close this gap, then I'd be targeting 45,324. If we gap down here, then we gap down sort of midway here to 4600 area, 46,050, 4600, and then turn around and come and reject it, then I'll be targeting this area here of 45,794. I wouldn't even be bothering with the gap. I'll take my profit right there. Okay, so guys, that's my plan at the moment. Obviously, if it doesn't materialize, and then we wait for better setup or better structure to get back in. But this is a head and shoulders. There's the shoulder there, also double top shoulder, and here's a shoulder, here's a head. So a break and a retest, that would be beautiful, because that would give me a short, take profits here, wait for a bounce back, get another entry short, take profits here, bounce up, short again to the head and shoulders target. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps you somewhat, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.